Sixers fans, welcome back. Look, I know, I'm sitting on the floor. I didn't have a chair, but when the video calls, you make a video. If I've learned anything in YouTube school, that's what I've learned. Alright, so I really want to talk about two things today. One, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I read that the Philadelphia 76ers and Ben Simmons are expected to have a deal done by the end of next week. Now, do I believe that? I don't know, but I think that's enough to make a video. And then I saw how the Denver Nuggets are possible sleepers in said deal, which had my brain churning. There's a specific trade I want to talk about that I have constructed, that I have done the due diligence on, and I really wanted to talk about it. But then, this morning, 30 minutes ago, a rumor comes out, news comes out that says the Philadelphia 76ers players wanted to go to LA, wanted to fly to LA to just hash things out with Ben Simmons, to make amends, to just try and get this thing to work for the season. And Ben Simmons literally said, "Don't even bother to come. I'm not doing it. Don't come." And I just have to talk about that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the family, join the community, do the whole, whatever it is. I'm almost at 1,000. I'm sitting on the floor for you guys. I think if anything deserves a sub, it's this. It's this. Let's get into it. First, I should talk about the ladder. The ladder of which is the players wanting to go to LA, wanting to see Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons being Ben Simmons saying no. I think this is the cherry on top, right? I mean, this whole experience, Ben Simmons has been such a diva. He's been such a little kid about the whole thing, and it comes to a point where it's just been accountability, Like I've said in so many of my videos, Ben Simmons has got up and he just ran at the first sign of a finger being pointed at him. And us Philly fans know fingers should have been pointing at him now for the last 4 years, 5 years, that the fact that it took this long to do it and get to this point is kind of ridiculous. And it's a shame. It's a shame we've ruined a lot of Joel Embiid's window in his prime on a guy that we've been, pairing him up with, who is just the biggest baby I think I've ever seen in a professional sport. And then it comes to this point where, okay, like, your past doesn't determine who you are as a person. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, if Ben Simmons at some point decided, this is hypothetical of course, but if Ben Simmons decided, you know what, I'm going to stick with it, I'm going to come to Philadelphia and I'm going to prove everyone wrong, and then he sticks with it, he gets better, he does everything we've been asking him to do for years, and we win a championship, people are going to forget about the past. That's just how it works. People care about the present. The past doesn't determine who you are. But Ben Simmons, for some reason, just absolutely refuses to make amends with the organization that he has 4 years left on his contract with. And I get it because, nobody wants to see Ben Simmons in Philadelphia, but coming from his perspective, first of all, he has no leverage. We don't have to give him a single thing that he wants, and hopefully we don't give him a single thing that he wants. If he wants to get traded to California, trade that man the furthest state from California. Let's make a team in Maine and then trade him to that brand new team in Maine. That's what I'm on board for, because I simply do not care what Ben Simmons wants. But my tangent's over. He has the ability to just put the right step forward, put the right foot forward and continue to just try and rehabilitate his image and try and rehabilitate this team. And we are literally serving him up the most simplistic, easiest possible ways to just say something right and do something right, and he continues to shoot them down. The fact that the whole entire Sixers team has their one goal in mind is to win a championship and to be the best team in the NBA, because we have an opportunity to do that every single year for the past couple of years now, and they literally are willing to take a team flight to Los Angeles just to meet up with Ben Simmons, just to talk with the guy. And Ben Simmons says, "Don't even bother coming. Don't bother. I'm never going to play another game for the Sixers. Don't even do it. I'll sit out the whole year if I have to." Dude, it really shows you where his heart is at, and it shows you where his mind is at. And it's, personally, if I'm another fan of a team, I'm never wanting to trade for Ben Simmons, because it's just, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about basketball, and it's so obvious he doesn't care about basketball, and it's like a problem. It's a legitimate problem in Ben Simmons' life, and I hope he's okay mentally, because I don't think somebody who is right in the mind is treating the situation the way Ben Simmons does. So I just, first and foremost, I want to make sure he's okay. But that being said, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets hypothetical trade. So, as I've said, I saw, by the end of next week, I think it was, they said that Ben Simmons is expected to be traded, and that's what NBA executives around the league believe. There's something going on right now, okay? I saw later on in that thread that the Denver Nuggets were a supposed sleeper, which had me thinking. And, of course, my brain goes right to this. It's not Jamal Murray. It's not Nikola Jokic, obviously. It's Michael Porter Jr. Now, you're going to look at me and say, Greg, that's impossible. Michael Porter Jr. is on the last year of his rookie scale deal. He's making $5.8 million a year, I think it is. There's no shot. It doesn't work financially. And then the Nuggets don't have anybody else they can just throw in there. Plus, what's the fit with Jokic and Ben Simmons? That doesn't make sense, right? Okay, yeah, I agree with a lot of that. And, if I didn't come out with the whole Nuggets sleeper thing, I probably wouldn't be on board with this because I just don't think it would make sense for the Nuggets. But now thinking about it, I think the fit in Denver is a little bit better than I think some people expect. I think so because the Nuggets have no defense. I mean, no defense. Who's their best defender? Aaron Gordon? Maybe. And, Aaron Gordon's not a great defender. I mean, he's okay, but not the caliber of Ben Simmons especially. And Ben Simmons would hands down be the best defender on that team. Plus, the Nuggets don't have any wing defense at all. I think this trade makes sense, and I want to talk about it. Look, I think the Nuggets would have to add something to it, maybe a first rounder, but you know what? I'll take it straight up. I don't even care. But this is what's going to happen probably in my personal dream world would be that the Nuggets would have to do some extension and trade. Now, I don't even know if you can do that in the NBA because if you sign an extension, there's like a deadline date that you can't be traded. So this could be just ridiculous, but if the Nuggets could re-sign Michael Porter Jr. to a long-term contract, like a max contract that would equate Ben Simmons' annual salary, I would do that deal straight up in a heartbeat. And I think that makes a lot of sense for the Sixers. Obviously, Porter's younger. He is an absolute lethal shooter. He's a shot creator, and he's gotten better every single year. But it kind of makes sense for the Nuggets, too. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is not seeing his potential maximized in Denver at all. And it's not really either Denver's fault or Michael Porter Jr.'s fault. It's just the lack of opportunity that he has. That's because Jokic is the primary ball handler and he comes out of the post, and that's really tough. But the thing with Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons could work really well as a cutter. He could do what Aaron Gordon was supposed to do and really didn't do in the playoffs. Ben Simmons could work well as an off-ball cutter at the 4 with a guy like Jokic, and I think it just gives them a serious defender that is capable of locking down a Damian Lillard or locking down a Klay Thompson maybe Steph, I don't know. But Simmons is that guy who can come in and play defense in a Western Conference where defense is really important because there are a lot of really good shot-creating guards in the league. And that's been the Nuggets' big problem is their defense has not been good. Their wing defense, especially their perimeter defense, especially, has just not been great. And I think Ben Simmons could bring something to that team that they really desperately need. They did re-sign Aaron Gordon, though, so I'm not sure about that. And I'm honestly just super surprised to see the Nuggets as a sleeper team because I don't really know, outside of MPJ, I don't really know what they would offer. I would be absolutely surprised on both ends if Jamal Murray was involved. On the Sixers end because the guy's not going to play all year and it's just a throwaway year, and I don't think the Sixers want to do that at all. And for the Nuggets side, I mean, the Jamal Murray-Jokic pick and roll is arguably the best in the NBA, so I just don't think I see that on either ends. And I think Michael Porter Jr. is the odd man out in Denver as is. I don't really know if they want to pay him to that max contract as is. And so if there's a chance and if there's a way that the Nuggets could sign MPJ to a type deal of Ben Simmons and then move him the same day, I would do that. I would do that. I don't know if the Sixers would get more in return, but there's something there. There's definitely something there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That'd be sweet. Peace out. Go Sixers. Hopefully this guy is traded soon because I'm running out of teams in the NBA that I can do hypothetical trades for. Peace.